take note of that? How important is it where you are in the first one? And what's the message once it comes out?
I think it's for the fans. I mean, it doesn't mean anything to us because if we lose this weekend, we're not going to be in the top four, that's for sure. So what matters is where we're at once we're done with the season, the regular season. So none of that really matters to us.
Aren't you a little curious?
Not really. Because again, it doesn't matter if we don't continue to win, then what matters is the record at the end of the season and where you rank at the end. So that does not matter to us.
Right front, Don?
8 games into the season, Coach, what's your biggest concern right now? I mean, obviously, you got 4 games to go in the regular season, but what do you guard against them?
Well, I think that at this time of the season, you're into November, and crazy things can happen. So we have to continue to stay focused on the things that have got us to this point, and the discipline, the toughness, taking care of the football, tackling, because kids are impressionable in nowadays, and everybody wants instant gratification. And at this point of the year, only thing that works is continuing to go back to the things that have worked. And we just can't get bored with that. We have to continue to embrace that, understand how important it is, and that's a huge part of being tough, is being disciplined enough to do the same things week in and week out and not stray from that, or stray from that, and start to fray as a team. So that's the focus, and that's the coaches and the leaders and everybody involved in the program to make sure we stay locked in on that.
Do you really hound them now? Because there's some big games looming. We can all read the schedule, but do you hound them like, hey guys, we got to stay in the moment?
Oh yeah, for sure. But again, if you're where we're at right now and you're undefeated at this point of the season, they're all big. And if you don't think they're big, try losing one. See how that goes. I mean, they're all big. So we got to stay locked in on today's practice. We got to stay locked in on this week, and then we go from there.
Third row right, Rob?
Ryan, big-time college athletics has gotten to the point where almost like fun is a dirty word. And yet this team seems to really enjoy what they're doing. And I know winning has a lot to do with that, camaraderie has a lot to do with that, but how do you foster that? Do you have to remind yourself at times that this is a game and that they're supposed to have fun and moving forward, how do you balance that? Is that an objective to enjoy what you're doing?
Yeah, it is. It is, and I think there's a flow to that, where what I mean by that is at different times of the season, fun is different. So when you're having a mat drill at 5 in the morning on a March 15th or something like that, or you're having a preseason meeting at 8 o'clock at night on August 7th, like you can find ways to make that fun for the guys. And we always want to make sure that those guys always leave here wanting more, and they enjoy coming through the building, and they feel confident about their relationships here. And it's an environment where they feel safe and want to come in and have fun every day and enjoy that. This time of year, fun's a little different. Fun is winning, and fun is being part of a team and working towards a goal and working through adversity and those type of things. And not silly, goofy fun. There's a difference, and so we've worked hard to get to ourselves to this point. And we owe it to each other to make sure we're locked in on that.
Do you have to plan that? I mean, is that something, it's just your personality? I know, a few years ago there was the grind. That doesn't sound like a lot of fun, but not to knock that. Is that who you are, or is it something that you, when you look at your strategy, that you actually work that in?
Well, I think, you can go through this profession and this life and go through seasons, and all of a sudden you wake up in 10 years and you realize maybe you didn't have any fun. And you have to do that. You have to, wake up and smell the roses and enjoy what you're doing. And that's a big part of it. I don't think that's right now, though. Where we're at, we've worked hard to get to this point. Now we got to stay locked in, and it is time to grind. It is very serious now. But that's why you pay it ahead. You pay it forward, and that's why in preseason camp, we'd almost start every meeting here with guys dancing and having fun and doing those type of things, because you want those guys to realize that this is a place where they can really enjoy it. And they love coming to the building every day, and if you're vested into it that way and you like that, you're going to show up with energy. Then I think it makes for a better environment.
Front row right, Tim?
Yeah, following up a little bit on that, Ryan, about the CFP tonight, though, is there a sense of pride that y'all have put yourselves in the conversation, if you follow my drift? I mean, that you are there, it's there, if you take care of business, do you reinforce that with your team too?
Yeah, and in the team meeting, I said, congratulations, you're relevant in November. I mean, there's something to be said for that, absolutely. That's where you want to be right now in November, is be relevant, and we are. So that's good, but the rankings and all that stuff, really shouldn't be any of our focus.
Yeah. And the other thing, as you look at Maryland, just defensively, what is different about them this year that you can explain to the folks that they'll see on Saturday that's caught your eye?
Yeah, they have a combination of 4 down, 3 down, kind of like a lot of people do, but they give you a lot of different looks. And I thought they played one of their better games last week. They were running around, they were playing really hard, even when they got down a few scores. Guys were still playing really, really hard, running to the ball. And so they're similar to last year in a little bit of their structure, but a whole new scheme in terms of the coaches that are involved with it. But good players. And again, they're playing hard, and I thought they're getting better as the season's going on.
And your players are humans. How do you honestly? How do you keep them on the right track from the standpoint of a lot of people are saying this is going to be easy. What is your message to them? 44-point favorite.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, you're dealing with 18, 19, 20-year-old young men who you got to make sure you're on top of them, and you're talking to them constantly about those things. So it's a daily thing. It's not something we just have a canned message for the week. We approach every day the best we can. You walk in every day, and something may have changed. With the way that the team's operating and the feel of the team, the personality, how are they practicing, what's going on, how's the leadership, and you just keep working on it on a daily basis and keep addressing it from there.
Front row, middle right, Joey.
Ryan, there was an ESPN survey that came out, which interviewed all of the Power 5 coaches, and they asked if you were in favor of playoff expansion or not. You were in the group that was in favor of expansion. Could you maybe elaborate on kind of what you would like to see from expansion long term?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think now's the time to really get into all of that, but I do believe that if you win your conference, then you should get into some sort of playoff. But I'd rather not get into all that. I think that's a great conversation for the offseason.
And just looking at switching gears here, looking at the season Chase has had, he's talked about this before, but last season he had 2 ankle injuries, which kind of limited what he was able to do on the field and the ability to cut and that sort of thing. When you watch him this season, how much? I mean, it seems sort of obvious, but how much is that been a factor in his play this season, just not having 2 bad ankles? Yeah,
I mean, I think a lot of it goes into it. Certainly, having an injury, slows you down, but then also being a year, older, that matters. I think when you get into that 3rd year, you see guys like, JK, Jeff Okuda, different guys have really taken off in that 3rd year. And I think there's a little bit of the injury and a little bit of being in that 3rd year.
Far left, Lori.
Coach Day, we've talked a lot about getting players out of a game, watching for injury, getting them rest. But is practice enough for these guys to stay sharp, or do they need a certain amount of reps in a game? Do they need to stay in a certain amount of time for them to maintain their sharpness even more?
It's a great question. I think that guys need to play, and they need to play in games for sure. And so every game we go into, we're ready to take the thing into the 4th quarter, win a game in the 4th quarter, and play 60 minutes, and we go from there. We try not to think too far ahead of that because then we start getting ahead of ourselves. So that's it. The same thing's going to happen this week. Guys are going to be ready to roll. They're going to play, and they're going to play 60 minutes, and we're going to win the game in the 4th quarter and go from there.
Are you a guy that keeps track of numbers during a game? If you see JK with 199, will you try to get him 200, or is that a factor at all when you're thinking of playing?
Rarely will that be something that we take into consideration. If you're into that type of scenario in a game, it's really about what's best for the team and what's best for the individual in terms of keeping them healthy.